What's going on, everybody? This is the Just Like Brothers Rapid Reaction Football Show coming to you fresh after just leaving Cleveland. Needless to say, I have a lot of stains on my shirt due to a mishap at a Checkers in Smithfield. Also, it was
They
raining.
didn't have forks or knives.
Yeah, they didn't have forks or knives, so.
And then when he asked again, it was like, "There's no knives." So I was like, "Okay, relax."
Yeah,
but anyway, yes, this is the Rapid Reaction Football Show. My name is Laika Abibi.
Yeah, he has hat hair right now.
I have extreme hat hair. I continued to wear my
got the
Hornets
afro.
beanie because the Hornets wanted the buzzer tonight. They actually won a basketball game. So yeah, I think so.
Terry Rozier season.
It was a Malik Monk buzzer beater, but still, I mean, scary Terry season. But yes, my name's Laika Abibi. That is, who are you? Out doing
I
it?
think my name is Kai. I'm a little tired right now.
But yeah, this is Kai
So,
Jones of WJG
we're running on
Sports.
fumes. We decided to do this like 2 days ago.
We said since I would come up to Cleveland, we'd come back to his place and we would just run a rapid reaction show off the top as we begin the first round of the NCHSA football state playoffs.
Yeah.
A lot of our teams were in it to start. We did lose a lot of them.
Not so many are left.
Yeah, not so many are left after Friday, but
All right, let's
games got
go.
moved up to Thursday, of course,
Yeah.
because of the weather. So they were games played
Yeah,
Thursday
so we
and
had a
Friday.
lot of
So,
things
yeah.
go crazy. Of course, we were asked about our game picks. We did not get a chance to actually do them.
But thank you for looking out for us. Though.
Yeah,
We
but the
appreciate
game
it.
picks are presented by We Up Athletic Group.
Shout out to Coach Oates.
Yeah. So make sure you keep on tuning in, looking for those, and make sure that you're supporting We Up Athletic Group. They do a great job of training kids at a cheap price.
And of course, we also want to thank our other sponsor, Moe's Automotive from Kinston.
Yeah.
Mention WJG Sports, and you get $5 off your service. Correct?
Yeah,
Was it
that's
just
correct.
off Highway 11? Or-
Yep. Just on Highway 11.
Shout out to Moe's Automotive again. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So now let's get into it. Where did we start? I think we
Let's start.
Goldsboro Northeastern.
All right, yeah, we can go there.
Yeah.
Of course, Northeastern, the defending single 2A East regional champions, defeated Goldsboro 34-14, correct?
Yeah. The final score 34-14. Of course, they started down 31-0, so they got it. Finished the game on a 14-3 run. That's kind of what Goldsboro's been this year, man.
Very up and down.
Very up and down.
Beat Beddingfield, but lose to I guess East Duplin. I guess.
Yeah, lost to East Duplin. I mean, it was just an up and down season for the Cougars, and I think it ended about how it's been going all year. It's up and down. That's what happens when you have young teams, though. 5-7, not a bad second year for Coach Ray.
Actually, was it 6-6?
He was 6-6 last year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 6-6.
6-6 last year, 5-7 this year.
But still, back-to-back playoff appearances to start his tenure at Goldsboro.
Yeah,
You
you
love Coach
consider,
Ray, of
and you
course,
consider
so
that with John Jacobs being out for most of the year. With John, of course, he finished 2-2 versus 3-5 with Deontay Hooker, who did a great job holding down the fort until Deontay got back.
Of course, they're going to graduate Jackie's McLean, right?
Jackie's McLean will
Great wide
graduate.
receiver for Goldsboro.
Yeah, J.B. Rose, the fourth, graduates. You lose Dorian. You lose a lot of great pieces from that Goldsboro team, but they had so many sophomores and juniors contributing that I think that they'll be fine. Of course, I think you keep Brian Buck on, who leads your team.
That's a
in
good
tackles.
start. That's a good start to have
You
back.
get Jonathan Jacobs back for another year. You'll have Deontay Hooker another year to kind of mentor and to actually, now actual QB experience. I mean, he had never played quarterback at the high school level when you consider he stepped in. And his first game as a varsity quarterback, his first game as a quarterback at the high school level, he's a varsity quarterback. Starting against New Bern.
Yeah, that's
So
starting against a New Bern team who is the number one team in the 4A East.
Yeah,
That should just tell you.
like I say, they're losing a lot, but they have a lot coming back.
And a great coaching staff.
Right, they have, they'll have more coming up from JV
Absolutely, definitely.
and from the middle school, so they'll be fine. Goldsboro always finds a way to retool when it comes to the athletes, especially when it comes to the skill positions.
But nonetheless, they finished at near the top of the WJG Sports final rankings. I would say, about top 5.
Right. Now let's go down a little bit south to Southside, South Creek.
Gotcha. South Creek defeated Southside for the second time this year. The Seahawks were up 14-8 at the half, and I believe South Creek scored the first 36 points of the second half, 36 unanswered points. And it was game over from there. DeMorian Smith had 21 tackles defensively. I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns, I want to say.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Coach Will Harrell and the South Creek Cougars, yes, will now travel up here to take on the Rosewood Eagles, who are the number 1 team in the 1A East bracket.
Of course, coming off of a bye.
Yes, and they were off tonight, of course, or this week, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how the Eagles defend how South Creek runs their offense. It's a lot of direct snaps to DeMorian and a little bit of mixing and matching, but it's definitely run first for sure. I think Rosewood should be definitely favored in this one. I mean, I think it'll be a really good test for them to start the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Rosewood has nowhere to go but up. They have continued to improve throughout the year.
And the statement win over Princeton might have just set the tone for something.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. The one thing that I would be careful about is, sometimes when you win those big games, you feel like you've already
Complacency,
you already won the championship. You already feel that way somewhat, just because, especially when you look at how big and how interesting that game was. You win a game like that, and now you're thinking like,
you should go all the way, right? But you gotta. Now you really have to go 1-0 every week, no matter who you're playing. You should treat everyone like you're playing your rival, right?
I mean, 10 straight games. Now it's just, can you win the next 5?
Yep, and
15 wins, you win the title.
Yep,
10, you're at 10 right now.
Yeah, this will be a very good first game for them, in my opinion. But
the one thing I will say is they're used to taking on great players.
Yes,
so
they are. Yes,
stopping DeMorian Smith should be pretty much as
But got a lot of love. I have a lot of love for Southside. Of course, losing your starting quarterback to concussion against Northside last week was kind of tough.
Right.
Graduating Ty Smith and Jamar Nestle will be playing basketball, of course, in the winter. But they'll have I think they'll have Kendrick Cofield back. They'll have Hunley Stallings back, the starter quarterback, and a great coaching staff with Coach Jeff Caro, Andre Quinterly, who just became the athletic director this year at Southside, DeVell Whitney, who just became the new basketball coach, boys basketball. I definitely think very highly of Southside's program. I'm sure they'll be back.
Right. Of course, down the road, Washington versus Nash Central.
This one kind of surprised us, even though we knew.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The Pan Pack actually let Nash Central get within 8 points in the fourth quarter. I was very surprised about it. Nash Central has been a team that's been pretty up and down this year. When it's come to facing actual contenders, they've lost every single game.
Pretty big, right?
Yeah. Normally when they've played bad teams, they've won, except for last week they lost to North Johnston, which pretty much put them in a situation where they were going to need to slip into the playoffs. And they slipped in, but Washington eventually dropped the hammer. What was it, 35-20?
Yes, and I think they could. I think they'll look at it and be like, "Yeah, we struggled, but you know how the playoffs are. You gotta go 1-0."
Yeah,
I think they'll be happy with going 1-0.
Yeah, you'll be happy with going 1-0, but for me, that's just concerning.
It is a little bit.
We consider that Nash Central just hasn't been that good of a team this year. Hasn't shown themselves to be to rise to the challenge.
It's got
to beat those contender teams. So
yeah.
Raising that question, Washington has a 2 seed. Are you a contender?
I think this game against I think next week against Salisbury, Salisbury beat Mount Pleasant, so that's who they will be facing next week. I think that game against Salisbury will tell us a lot. On their side of the bracket, though, of course, there was an upset. Oak Grove. I was talking a lot about Oak Grove. North Davidson came in and absolutely stomped them. And North Davidson has a great program, but I know it's a little outside of our area, so we'll get to them whenever the time has come to play Washington if they're there.
Right.
But back down to, can I talk about Northside?
Yeah. The Northside, of course, Kip Pride came in there, and Northside took care of business.
That's right, 44-12, I want to say.
Yeah.
And of course, Northside has been really, really good this year, at least relative to Beaufort County and the conference.
All right.
So they now go to Northampton County next week.
From one Valley team to another Valley team. Shout out Justin Hayes.
Yeah.
Of course.
And who knows? That might be Strikers game of the week. Who knows?
It could be. You've run out of teams almost.
Yeah, we'll get to some of mine. I did. Yeah. That is true. We did get some.
Yeah. So Northside continues rocking on, and
we gotta congratulate the Panthers on a great win, and of course, who knows? You just gotta have a chance against Northampton's played really well this year. Maybe you just want to have a shot at them. You know?
So now we'll slide on down to the Greenville teams. Conley versus Rose, part 2. Was not the same.
It's not what we thought.
Not what I thought. I had Rose winning slightly. So.
Conley's defensive line kind of got pressure. Nick Hamilton had 5 touchdowns on the night. Just close to 400 yards passing.
35-7.
Yeah, 35-7
James
Vikings.
Rose ends their season very disappointingly.
Yeah, I would say, but at the same time, Rose did have to fight through a lot to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The fact that they even made the playoffs after starting 2-5 is very impressive to me.
Yeah.
They will have Wade Jarman back at quarterback. They'll have Michael Allen back. They'll have Kevin Hamilton back. They will lose a lot of really good players like Silas James, and I think Shaquan Perry's a senior too. But I think that
I think I can look at them next year the same as contenders possibly. Which they, who knows with the 3A 4A East Carolina Conference,
But
just surprise us again.
So Kai, tell me, I know we said it at the top of the show, but who is D.H. Conley playing next week?
Cleveland.
That's right.
Cleveland.
We can talk about this Cleveland game now. Go ahead.
The boys in blue and white came through tonight.
I like it.
Yeah, we got a little rhyming here at 1 o'clock in the morning shooting.
Is it 12:45?
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah,
to
it's 12:40.
Yeah.
12:40.
Yeah, that clock is wrong.
We look at it.
We have a stove clock over here.
You remember that Charles Barkley little inside NBA thing where he's like, I can't get the watch. He's like, why? Because there's a clock on the stove. But that's just a joke. But nonetheless, Cleveland won 34-13 over Cape Fear. I thought Cape Fear played with really good effort.
Yeah, Cape Fear gave a lot of effort, and they were very strong. The big problem for them, their quarterback went down midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, so
that kind of made their offense a little bit one-dimensional.
And
that shifted one of their running backs to have to actually be in the quarterback position.
That's right.
The offense wasn't the same. Cape Fear couldn't really move the ball as well.
Cleveland's
defensive line really started controlling the line of scrimmage because they could really just tee off. The linebackers did what they were supposed to do.
I gotta give a shout out to the secondary because they really honestly, I don't remember a Cape Fear receiver really being open the entire night.
Yeah. Cape Fear did not have a single, big pass play really.
They did have some. They did have some plays where they had a chance and they had a drop like that one in was it early in the fourth quarter?
Yeah,
where
early in the fourth quarter.
He throws his best throw of the night gets dropped, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you said it to me right after. But what I want to talk about is I got to see Cleveland for the first time this year. And Cleveland, beautiful place, of course, beautiful stadium. Coach
He's got
Ross.
some great photos, man. Y'all should really check them out once we put them up.
I was gonna say if you like photos, you can hit me up for them. You know me. I'm the picture man. I just give
Call him
photos.
the picture man.
Yeah.
Picture man gotta bring the
You
camera.
saw, I was gonna say Kai
Picture
might
man gotta shoot the photos.
might have posted a
Pics,
picture.
bro. Pics, bro. Pics, bro. We need the pics. Pics.
You need the pics. I know.
Pics.
That's
Got
how
any
my
pics of me? Got any pics of me?
Yeah, yo, that's exactly how my Instagram is.
Yeah.
But Kai posted a great picture of Omarion Hampton looking like there's like so
it was
much.
muddy. He
But
got very muddy.
he finished with 190 total yards, 182 on the ground, went over 2,000 yards on the year.
Yeah. Only a sophomore, folks.
Yes, only a sophomore.
This is
holds it off.
This is an old Marion Hampton
touch.
stand
That's
account.
right. Yeah, Omarion now has 29 rushing touchdowns on the year and 4 receiving. He caught that one receiving touchdown was on a 4th and goal from the
Was it
8.
fourth and goal? I thought it was third and goal.
No, it was 4th and goal.
Okay, yeah,
From the
fourth
8.
and goal
From the 8. Skylar Locklear had 2 passing touchdowns. I think one of his. I think
one of them to Omarion, the other to Isaiah Sawyer.
And
which Isaiah Sawyer made a heck of a play. He
dragged like 2 defenders like
he caught
7 or 8 yards. I was like,
he
dude.
caught it at the 12 and then dragged in 2 other guys from the 7-yard line. I was like, yeah, weight room, big weight room.
Big weight room.
He got a picture of him almost falling on the side.
So whoever pushed him on the track, there's a hilarious picture of it if you want to see it. But
yeah,
we'll get to social
told
media
you.
and stuff for that picture, man.
Picture man, what a pics, man, what a pics. I want the pics.
Yo, you got
pics.
I'm this.
You got the pics.
Messed
Where's
up.
the pics? The pictures. Where's the pictures?
But
Where's the thing
yo,
that flashes through to a memory card? I need it. Where's it at?
but
I'm not gonna pay for it. Where's it at?
Yo.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Oh my gosh, he's not gonna stop.
Okay.
This is what stuff. This is what happens at near 1 a.m.
Yeah, this is what happens at 1
But
a.m.
we'll have when our brains are functioning, we will
Yeah.
have the debate on Cleveland and Conley, which
Yeah.
should be one of the best matchups in North
Yeah,
Carolina.
we'll talk about it. It's gonna be a great game. Last year was 40-35.
I think it's gonna be something like that.
Conley's a lot better. I think Cleveland's a lot better.
Yes, I agree.
So I think it's gonna be just a big meeting of minds. To say the least.
Where shall we go next?
Let's talk about
Well,
Clayton. Of course, lost to Southeast Guilford tonight, ending their season at 6-6.
Lost 14-7, I believe.
Yeah, 14-7.
Kind of how you expected it to go, right?
Clayton's season kind of just had a lot of fizzle to it, man.
It was just a roller coaster, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you start the season, you playing one of the four AA contenders, Richmond County.
You started with Richmond, and you
Another one in Wake Forest.
Then you
They,
go Corinth
they might
Holders.
meet in the state title game.
Yeah, then you go Corinth Holders.
Yep, Corinth, and losing to Corinth for the second time ever, I want to say.
Then you lose the Heritage, right before you get into conference play.
Did go 5-1 in
in
conference, that was
Yeah.
the one. And that was a big one.
Yeah.
But I kind of expected this to go like this. I mean, it's been that type of roller coaster. You do have to give them credit for making the playoffs.
Yeah, they did a great job of rallying and making the playoffs, but not quite the season that they thought they were going to have.
What do you say, Kyle? You say them's the breaks?
Yeah, them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah, so it's tough, trying to, because last year they had such a great year trying to ascend even higher.
I agree.
Than that 8. I think they went 8-5. I believe that it was, but
yeah. But nonetheless, lost to a Southeast Guilford team that won the 3AA East Regional over Cleveland last year, but that was last year, of course.
Yeah.
Where shall we go next?
Let us.
What about where were you at on Thursday, huh?
Thursday, I was at CB Aycock, Northside in Jacksonville.
A nice homecoming for Coach Brooks.
Yeah,
of course, a
but-
Jacksonville alum.
Ended pretty tough.
But yes.
50-6.
Yeah.
Jaquarius Conley is, I'm excited to see him come to UNC here.
You want to see, baby?
Yeah, I'm excited.
And I saw We got to shout out WCTI 12, Brian North and Brett Kennedy
Yeah.
gave us a nice little shout. Well, not
Yeah.
us, gave you a shout out.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
you are the famous man with the fame. Where's the fame at? You know. But you are. It's true. I'm just a sidekick. I just told you.
Well,
But
you know.
But yeah, unfortunate ending for ACOG after starting 6-1, having all those injuries and
having a bunch of injuries. Really, I just think the toughest part for them was they had all three of their hardest games back to back to back.
Yeah, to play all the Pitt County squads all together.
Yeah, no.
Well,
they had to play.
Was it South Central or Newbern, Conley, Rose?
No,
or
Newbern, Rose, Conley.
Yes, that's right.
So having to play the three top teams in a 3A, 4A Carolina, Eastern Carolina is that's such a hard gauntlet. It just didn't work out for them.
But they have that gamer Clay Matthews coming back.
Yeah, they got Clay Matthews coming back. They got pieces coming back.
Losing Olajuwon will hurt. Losing Seth will hurt. Losing Tay Jackson.
Yeah, all of that will hurt. But I think Brooks is known. I think Brooks at least feels like Coach Brooks. He feels like his program is in the right direction. He's turning the corner of where kids coming in are a little bit better than what they used to be.
Yeah, that's a good
because honestly, if I was a kid and I had a choice between ACOG and some other places, I don't know.
It's hard to turn out that fun of an offense.
Yeah, that offense is really fun to watch when it gets rolling, especially with Clay Matthews. They put together quite a season. It was really fun. Being on the sideline for that Southern Wayne game was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, just because of how much fun they were having. Like, you normally don't see sidelines like literally just living in the moment like that. And I think that was so great to see and just capture, just because like I said, it was authentic. It wasn't in a way that meant to disrespect Southern Wayne or anything like that. It was just them having fun, enjoying the moment, taking a victory lap for what they have accomplished, and enjoying what they have built now. Because now ACOG had, back-to-back playoff seasons, and you're looking at a team who could possibly go back to the playoffs again next year.
I agree.
If you're ACOG, you are very happy. You should be very happy with the fact of we are making the playoffs every season. If you can make the playoffs every season, especially in the conference that you're in, then you're doing a heck of a job.
I definitely agree. I think that going to ACOG for the first time was even though they lost to the Hunt Warriors, it was a very nice experience. The field was a beautiful field.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the nicest ones here in Wayne County.
Could it be hosting some events in the future?
Could.
Eyeball emoji.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that when the time comes.
Yeah.
We'll just.
Yeah.
But ACOG is a great program, and Coach Brooks is a heck of a coach and a really good guy. And
I appreciate how candid he is and how much access he gives us.
And of course, even though he hasn't been on the show yet, friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. He's coming on. He's coming on. We're definitely going to do. He said he's all in for some media because now he's got to wait for spring ball to get rolling. So we're gonna have him on at some point. So we'll be watching out, Falcons fans.
Let's see, where shall we go next? Wait,
Princeton.
Okay,
let's talk about Princeton.
Okay, yeah, I was
Princeton 62-7. Seth Blevins 8 carries, 231 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
I would say that is good at football.
Very good at football. Very good.
Coach Yaster, very, very good at coaching.
Yeah, very
Princeton,
good at
good at football.
Princeton,
good at football. That's what you're supposed to do. East Carteret, no offense to East Carteret and the Mariners.
They had to see it coming.
They played. They did make the playoffs. Another 3-8.
So congratulations on making the playoffs, East Carteret. But you're rolling into a train that
into a Princeton team that is very angry. They lost to Rosewood.
Yeah,
I'm 100% sure of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure they want to get back on track, get rolling, and heading
Speaking
into
of-
North Rowan.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, head into North Rowan with some momentum.
Rolling into Rowan.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out. It's like right as you go into down I-85, and I think that I forgot what exit
Yeah.
was, but still, nonetheless, I think that road trip. Hopefully, they can take care of business so we can get a matchup next week. That should happen. We'll
Of course, going down I-85, you can also find Scotland County, correct?
I think it's actually down 95. I want to say.
See, I don't know highways. I'm not good at directions.
We're sorry, Brandon Tester from Laurinburg Exchange. We're sorry.
Yeah,
But Scotland won 56-13 over South Central, ending their year. South Central, it's been a struggle. The last few months have been a struggle scoring. And defensively, they just hadn't been really good all year defensively. But they will have some. They're going to lose Xavier Meacham, of course, who's playing baseball at North Carolina A&T next year.
Yeah.
Kevon Harris.
Along with the good brother.
Justin Humphreys is a junior, isn't he? I think so. But nonetheless,
Yeah, I think he's. I'm not sure.
but nonetheless, I think Coach Andy too and the Falcons will be back. I think they'll have a lot. They'll have some athletes. I'm sure they have a lot of athletes ready.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
And of course, speaking of teams that run into a team that lost to a rival pretty badly. I mean, Scotland came off a loss to Richmond. I mean,
Right.
they're ready to roll.
Of course,
Scotland's going to Jordan next week.
Yeah, the last Pitt County team to talk about is, of course, Aiden Griffin, who was also in Jacksonville, lost to Southwest Onslow. What was it, 14-9?
Yes.
That's a crazy score.
Yeah.
So
Aiden was up 7-0 late in the first half. Got an interception off of Southwest Onslow, then fumbled on the next play.
Yeah.
Southwest Onslow scores on that possession to make it 7-7.5. I think they came out and scored in the third quarter to make it 14-7, and then the safety, of course. Aiden Griffin had a lot of turnovers. They lost Michael Webb to injury early in the game, I think. I want to say.
Yeah, and that sucks right there. When
And
you lose your
it
best
hurts
player-
because Michael Webb has been so good all year.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mike Webb could have possibly changed that game, and he wasn't there, so it sucks. But
all I'm gonna say is this about Michael Webb:
yeah, ECU,
make it happen.
ECU.
That's
please.
all I'm gonna say. Make it happen.
Please, Mike Houston, if you're watching, please.
But nonetheless, he's had a heck of a career out of Aiden Griffin.
Yeah.
Of course, 19 straight years in the playoffs for the Chargers.
Yeah, next year I'm sure they're going to make it 20. They are definitely losing Michael Webb. That's tough.
They're losing Vito Boyd, which is another tough loss. But
Tough.
they will have Josh Wright back. They will have Marlon Cannon back. I think they'll have
JC Darden still.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's a junior.
I think so. Yeah, it should be.
Deshaun Cox, right?
No, yeah, I think Darden's a senior and Cox is a junior. That might be like that.
Okay, yeah.
But nonetheless, Aiden Griffin's going to churn out some athletes.
Yeah.
And Coach
Yeah.
Cornwell,
Coach
legendary
Cornwell,
coach,
he's
just
one of the best
continues to win.
coaches.
One of the more well-respected coaches, not just in this part of the state, but the entire state, really.
Yeah.
But
Because he'll actually be coaching the East-West All-Star game.
that is right.
Yeah.
He is coaching Team East this year. He's going to have I'm sure he's going to have a good staff for it as well.
Yeah, Giesman's going on that staff, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of the Kinston Vikings had a second half lead against West
Game of the
Craven.
week.
Yes, had a second half lead against West Craven. West Craven scores 19 unanswered points to close the game out and win 31-13. Trent Casey had 3 passing touchdowns, all to Jonathan Ward, both the senior QB wide receiver connection for the Eagles. West Craven's kind of proven us wrong all year, pretty much. Well, not really wrong, but like I did pick Kinston.
We've been back and forth on
Yeah.
West Craven. We at the beginning we said that, hey, they could be a dark horse, and then
If they look,
then eventually we're like, well, Washington is definitely in the driver's seat. Then eventually we're like, well, West Craven's now in the driver's seat. And then we're like,
well, now you're 1-0 every week, so I mean,
so
you got to give West Craven credit. They forced 4 turnovers. Dimitri Holmes did come back. He did play. Did not start the first possession. and Caleb Gooding started that first possession. Nonetheless, tough loss for Kinston, but
that West Craven Kinston rivalry in football has become something else, man. They
say your stat again. The last 3 years,
yeah,
they played
every three,
last-
and every year that this conference has existed as is, Kinston, the winner of Kinston West Craven, has gone on to win the conference title.
at least a share of it.
At least a share of it every single year.
And West Craven shared it this year with Washington.
Right.
So West Craven now plays Red Springs next week. That'll be a really good matchup.
Yeah,
2A.
I think you can pencil me in for Red Springs.
Ooh.
Just hearing what I've heard from them, from the North Johnston coaching staff, it sounds like that's something that West Craven may not be prepared for.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We kind of been proven wrong. Well, at least I've been proven.
Yeah, we've been proven wrong a lot, man. I mean,
we were really wrong this week. We just don't.
We were.
Thank
really
goodness
bad.
we didn't actually post our picks. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh, boy.
that would have been bad. You would have been like, oof.
You'd have been like, who are these brothers here?
You got like what 4 right?
Yeah, that was going to be our worst week of picks.
Yeah,
between
definitely
the two
by
of us.
far.
Let's
but
see.
now, last team, North Lenore tonight against South Granville. We both picked an upset, and South Granville won 26-13.
18.
18.
It was a 2-point game in the fourth quarter, of course.
13 seconds left, and
South Granville turns the ball over on down, so North Lenore gets one last chance at it, and they threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown to end the game. But nonetheless, a heck of a season for Coach Jim Collins and the Hawks. Tied school record for wins, made the playoffs after being 0-11 last year, and not only 0-11, but losing some of your best players off that team to come back and go 8-4. I'm really impressed, and I think the world of that program for how hard they've worked all year.
Yeah,
This is just a tough loss to swallow for sure.
yeah, they've done a great job. You know, Coach Collins is a proven winner, and he turned this program around. I could see them easily getting back to 8 to 7 wins. I think that's consistently where they're going to be with him, man. He's a really good coach.
Collins, wherever he
proved us wrong.
I was gonna say wherever he goes, the team has won at least by year 2.
Yeah, so
Because
kudos to him again. The offense they run is one of those type of offenses where you're going to be able to plug and replace guys a lot.
and they're gonna have Jaden Kirkpatrick back. So I think but they are losing Filippo Swalovac, who I still can't say his last name. I'm sorry, Filippo. Losing Chris Russell, a great leader.
Chris Russell's
be tough to play.
Really good.
They do have Austin Dildy, who can play quarterback and played a little bit this year. He played a huge role in the West Craven game this year, so he's probably going to be their starter next year. Coach Lofton's JV team was one of the best JV teams. Who knows if they'll have kids coming in from there.
Yeah.
So
future looks good.
North Lenore wing team. That's it.
So to recap, the teams that are left: Conley, Northside, Washington.
That's for me.
Cleveland.
That's for
Princeton,
me. Yeah.
Rosewood.
3 for you. 3
for me.
Just like those.
Yep. That's it.
I think for a show at 1 a.m. I mean that's pretty good. Right?
Yeah. You know, I'm beat. I'm ready to go to bed.
But I'll tell you this right now: basketball season has technically begun, of course.
Yeah,
but
it begins Monday.
For public schools, it begins this week. So we're going to start having on the Just Like Brothers podcast. We're going to start having some basketball guests. You're going to really enjoy our first one, Trey Corden, aka if you don't know who he is, you know him by mixtapes.
No bricks in this house.
No bricks in this house is correct. One of Washington County's finest, of course.
Washington and Pitt County's finest.
Oh, just true.
Yeah.
Good call.
From Pitt County to Plymouth County. So
Washington County.
Washington County.
But I will be in Plymouth tomorrow. No, you're okay. I will be in Plymouth tomorrow for a basketball clinic, and then I'm going to go to Ravenscroft and catch some bat. What are you doing?
I think
you're going to chill and then go somewhere?
Yeah, I'll probably chill and go to Rosewood.
That's right. Rosewood Soccer is 1 win away from regionals. Who knows? Maybe they pull an upset against the great Franklin Academy
Hey, they've
program.
been pulling upsets last.
They pulled ups. Yeah, I was gonna say I still can't believe they went to Mania and won.
Yeah.
Before we go, any out of
Clayton, of course, will be going to Jacksonville.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Yes.
So,
I was gonna say any football matchups outside of the area that kind of caught your eye or anything?
No.
Just not really.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like most teams took care of business.
Yeah.
That Oak Grove, North Davidson beating Oak Grove, a 14 over the 3 seed in Washington side of the bracket was kind of like, ooh, hello. But North Davidson's good. They got a lot of talent. But nonetheless, thank you for watching the Just Like Brothers Rapid Reaction Football Show. You can follow Kai at
MMJ Kai Jones. You can follow us on Instagram at WJG Sports. You can follow us on Twitter at WJG_sports. And
like us on Facebook.
And like us on Facebook.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, who's now over 450 subs, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all.
We do.
Of course, also support our sponsors, the We Up Athletic Group and Moe's Automotive in Kinston. Mention WJG Sports. You get $5 off your service. And of course, you can contact Nick Oates at WeUpAG on Instagram to schedule affordable workouts for young people.
And you can follow me on Twitter at StrikingNation24_ or at LMA Preps for all your high school sports info and sports in general, whichever account you prefer. I prefer neither. See, look at him. He's tired. I'm tired too. So yeah, we'll catch you Wednesday. Peace out. Love.